Is sugar making you fat? Here's the truth.
Almost anyone that's telling you that the circadian rhythm of food and the spread of macros is very important is misunderstanding the state of the evidence.
Okay. When it comes to the kinds of foods to avoid or lean into when dieting for fat loss, what are the things that you think people often overlook? What are the things that are unnecessarily demonized? Where should people be putting their attention? What's the best food groups to make fat loss easy?
Yep. Raspberries are great. Blueberries will kill you and they're terrible. Next question. As far as specific foods, short of like eating soap or poison, there are really no individual foods that are bad for you. And there are no individual foods that stall fat loss. There have been foods historically that have been demonized, not as individual foods. All of them have gone through the ringer, at least once, but food groups. Sugars. People will say sugars are bad for you. It's just categorically false to say that. Sugars aren't bad for you. Sugars are no more prone to adding body fat or making body fat loss any more difficult. It's a non-starter. In direct evidence, in theory, the whole gamut. Nowadays, it's fun to poke fun at sugar and at carbs. Back in the 80s and 90s, if you told someone you were health conscious and then you put butter on something, they were like, listen, you're going through some psychiatric problems. We should probably get you checked into a center, because you were delusional. Because everyone knew that saturated fat especially just straight up killed you where you stood. And you were never going to get lean eating a diet high in fats. They were also wrong. Calorie balance is so king that it doesn't discriminate hardly at all among food groups, fats versus carbs, none of that. So the myths of fats are too high or carbs are too high or sugars are too high, they're just that, myths. However, a very important thing to consider is the palatability of your food and the fullness factor your food gives you, because hunger's a real thing. So you want to choose food when you're dieting for fat loss, creating a caloric deficit that does at least two things for you. One, it's not so damn delicious that you just want to eat more and more of it. And if you don't, you're just suffering. Like if you were deep into a fat loss diet, I was like, hello, Chris, would you like a Cheeto? You'd be like, don't. Why? Because as soon as one of them Cheetos hits your lips, paradise, purple angels flying around, it's better than acid at that point. You just want another Cheeto. So if you're on a fat loss diet, something bodybuilders discovered a long time ago, and a gentleman named, I'm going to butcher his name for sure, Stephan Guyenet, he says pronounced like DNA. I would just say Guyenet because I'm American. Woo! He, I believe, coined the term, or at least exposed the public to it, as something called the Food Palatability Reward Hypothesis. Properly couched as a hypothesis, so he's
Not
really the fucking man.
Okay.
And it basically says something baffling when you think about it. It's ultra simple and explains most of the variants we already talked about with obesity. When food is really tasty, people tend to eat more of it and they get fat. And they just want more.